Gareth Southgate must be really enjoying the job he has. He's not about to leave that role. I hope that he signs a new deal, and rightfully so. I know that he's not linked with any of these top jobs, but we know that he's settled on the England job, and that's what he wants. This is his baby now, and he's grown it, and he deserves really to take this team right through, maybe to winning a major trophy. Let's see.
Well, let's see. Now, this might be dangerous territory to finish on. The FA reportedly willing to double Southgate's salary to $6 million a year, on a par with the previously highest paid England manager, who is Fabio Capello. Would he merit it, Simon?
I would prefer to see him go to the World Cup in Qatar and do something in that tournament, and then
win it.
Do something significant, because winning it is still not a given. It's still a very difficult task to win tournaments, as everybody knows. But to continue with the development of the fact that we've had opportunities in previous tournaments, you know my view. I think the draws have been favourable, and we've stolen defeat from the draw of victory. But he's earned the right, based upon the credentials of the performances he's put in place, to be given another tournament. I'm not entirely sure there's a queue of people that want to put him in as a Premier League manager. I'm not entirely sure that any of the top six would be looking at Gareth Southgate over above people like Mancini, who's an elite international manager. But he's earned the right to be at Qatar. If he does win that tournament, then of course there's a reason for giving him a new contract. Giving him a contract now, when he's got a year left on his contract, and he's got a tournament coming up, and you're only as good as your next thing, I don't know.
Can we just get
Seems
this
a bit
right?
previous.
So Capello, how long ago are we talking when he was the England manager? 5, 6 years ago? So you're telling me he hasn't yet got to...
No, it's 2012, wasn't it?
12 years ago. So we're 12 years down the line, and he hasn't yet reached the wages that Capello was on back then. And we've been to a Euros final. We've been to 2 semi-finals, World Cup semi-final. We've been to the Nations League. I think that's completely out of order.
But with respect,
obviously,
you don't visit the sins of the father on the son. Just because you made a mistake on someone else's salary doesn't mean you replicate it somewhere else. And the FA isn't awash with money. They've just turned around last year and sacked 50 people because they haven't got the revenue inside the FA. So don't forget these things. The FA isn't awash with money. And just because we paid Capello, who was an absolute failure in England duty, £6 million, doesn't mean that subsequently we should visit it with someone else.
No, but then what we need to do is be honest and recognise the achievements of the current manager. And if he's working in an industry now where the Premier League is going to give £5 million to Steven Gerrard, has to react.
But he ain't going to get a Premier League job, Gareth Southgate.
Why not?
He's got because he's landed in a space that's worked for him at a time when the international setup has been a certain way.
He is more than capable of doing a job in the Premier League. I don't believe that for a minute.
Well, that may be right, but what I'm saying is there's not a queue of clubs that would probably...
Because they think he's entrenched in this job.
Okay.
You think he could do a job in the Premier League?
Oh, he will do. I'm pretty certain of that. If he chooses to do so, I'm sure he'll be very successful.
Sorry?
I bet he don't.
Jim White and Simon Jordan. Monday to Thursday morning, 10 till 1. On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.